Hi, this is Gogo Melone of the Finnish Greek funeral doom metal band Aeonian Sorrow, and you are listening to The Bloodshed with a Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio International.
Gogo, thank you very much for taking time out for this interview. It's a great honor to have you here, and I want to welcome you to the Metal Bloodshed with the Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio International.
Pleasure is all mine.
For all those fans who might have not heard of you as yet, which I believe are not that much, not that many, besides being a beautiful and talented musician, you was born in Ioannina, yes, Greece, right? And are you still living there, or have you moved to Finland?
No, I actually live in Greece. I'm relocated now in Thessaloniki, which is the second biggest city in Greece after Athens, and I live here. I never moved to Finland, but so far things are working really well with the band. The distance between us has never been a problem. Things work fine this way.
So anytime that you have to perform with the band, you have to fly and meet with the band wherever you guys perform, right?
Yeah, so far all the meetings we do with the band is in Finland, in Helsinki. We do it there because it's easier. I mean, all of the members except me and our drummer Daniel, we live in other countries, but it's easier to meet in Finland because everything starts and everything finishes there. It's easier for us.
Okay, I like to say hello, and I want to thank Daniel from this great band Clouds for giving me this great opportunity to talk to you. Go.
Oh, good. Yeah, I think Daniel will be very happy once you hear this.
You say, well, no problem, Jacob, no hesitate. I will get you in touch with Gogo. When we talk about Gogo Melone, we have to go back and talk about the band Luna Obscura, a band formed in Greece in 2000. The band play atmospheric death, goth metal. The band has two singers, you, Gogo, the female vocalist, and Aris Pontonos handles the more extreme male vocals. The band lineup was completed by Dimitris on guitars and backing vocals, Stratus on bass, and after one demo and an EP on January 2009, Luna Obscura released their first full-length album under the name Veltia. In the middle of 2010, Luna Obscura signed with UK Casket Music, Copro Records, and Velta album re-released in Europe in 2011. Gogo, at a very young age, you joined or was part of the creation of this band Luna Obscura. Who inspired you, and how was all gone with this band and its debut album? And is this band still active?
Oh, no, actually, it's not active. When I joined the guys, I knew the former members of the band, which are Aris, the singer, and Dimitris, the songwriter of the band. Actually, it was one of my first bands, and I joined them to sing. Back then, I didn't know very well things in music. I didn't know what kind of music fits my voice. We were like experimenting with stuff and how the sound we wanted to be and everything like that. This band never managed to make, let's say, a bigger name and get out of the local audience. Like, we were playing mostly in Greece. But yeah, I think it didn't go further because life moves on and people are having different priorities sometime, like family, work, and stuff like that. Yeah, it was a pity when it had to stop, but life goes on, as I say all the time. So whoever wants to make music is going to do it because we all love doing music and we will find our path at some point. Yeah, so it was nice working with these people. We're all still friends together. And if by any chance we decide in the future to do something for this band or something else, I think it's going to happen. But for now, yeah, it's not active.
Okay, Gogo, for those who don't know, you are a very talented freelance illustrator doing a graphic designer. You also have your studio, if I may say so, originated in Greece. Your passion for art has started with a very young age. Since 2007, you started to run your own business at GM studio, working with great bands in general, offering a highly professional skills in international level to various clients in the heavy metal music industry, and not only there, for all different type of industries that has the need and to get a very great logo and artwork. I can say that your work is a mixture of digital art and photography, highly influences by this dark fantasy, macabre music and filmmaking, cathedral and spiritual style. Over the years, you experience in graphic grown among your personal project and collaboration for various artwork, CD covers, booklet, and other goodies with music artists, label, authors all over the world. Gogo, how did you passion in start doing art began? Who inspired you doing this, and what are the keys to such a big success of your graphic design studio?
What can I say about this job? It was always my big passion of create things from scratch. I think I've said it before in previous interviews that my parents, my dad, for example, he was a very good painter. He left his passion very early to find a better job. Back then, being designer, painter, it wasn't paying the bills. So yeah, he found a better job. He made a family, and yeah, I think he got his talent. Yeah, somehow. I think doing music, and especially metal music, it really creates the need to make more things. And back then, I remember myself when I was singing in bands, I remember myself watching CDs and beautiful artworks, and I start thinking, okay, this is really amazing. I want to do these things. I started like that. I went in a school, I started taking lessons, and little by little, I was taking jobs one after the other. And right now, after 13 years of working with bands and labels out there, I don't know, I'm just really proud that music led me into the right working path for me. And if I was going 30 years back, I would have done it everything all over again. Yeah.
I must congratulate you again. I've seen different, cover artwork that you've done, created, and which are fantastic.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Gogo, I saw the video of your live presentation that was somewhere February 2018 with this funeral doom master Clouds in a cathedral in Antwerp in Belgium. And I was just completely blown away by your guest performance with the song in this empty room. But recently you also did a vocals collaboration on the new Tetra album Empire of the Void for the song Light Year Breath. I know you are quite busy doing lots of guest presentation, but how has the one I just mentioned gone?
Clouds, it was a big surprise for me working with these guys. Actually, we met with Daniel 3 years ago, and from conversations and the passion we both shared with music, he proposed me to make some guest vocals. Back then, Daniel, he was working with people on guest vocal, giving some parts to other singers and other musicians to experiment with. And I was one of the luckiest ones sharing a song with him, a very beautiful song, in this empty room. And then on the next record, we made another one together again. And then live follows as the one that you mentioned in the cathedral, which was fantastic show, very intense experience for everyone. Yeah, after that, it follows other guests with other bands as Tetra as well. Now I'm also having some works and some secret projects behind, which I can't mention yet. Yeah, things are going really well. I'm very happy working with different people, doing guest vocals from time to time. And I don't know, I just feel very grateful doing this. And I always like helping. I always like giving everything I have into music, and it's either going to be my band or someone else's band. I'm still going to give 100% of myself to this.
But tell me, how did Claude Tetra from this band, the Italian doom death metal band Tetra, got in touch with you?
Well, I think me and their singer, while we were on tour in Europe last year, and I think we met in Milan. We were playing there we were touring with Swallow the Sun and Oceans of Slumber. Mm-hmm. And he came and saw our gig with Aeonian Sorrow. And yeah, he actually back then didn't mention anything about doing guest vocals in the album. And he basically explained to me that he was a little bit shy to start talking about this. But yeah, after that, we spoke on Facebook and all this. And he asked me if I would be interested to do a guest on the new album. And that's how it happened. Very easily, very friendly. And yeah, we ended up doing a very beautiful song, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I must say. I didn't know about it until I talked to them. I interviewed them a couple weeks ago then. They was telling me, okay, go check this video out, which features Gogo Melone. I said, okay, I have to check it out. And yeah, it's a beautiful work done between you guys, this collaboration. Going further with this interview, Aeonian Sorrow is a project of doom, melodic doom metal, yet funeral and spiritual music that describe the eternal sorrow and misery above the earth, the slow death of our souls plus our human nature and instincts under the ownership of grief and pain. Found by you, Gogo Melone, a great female singer-songwriter in September 2015, and was about to release, the band's debut album. Gogo, you recruited some, great renewed musician like drummer Saku Moilanen of Red Moon Architect, vocalist Alejandro Lotero of Exgenesis, guitarist Taneli Jämsä, and bassist Pyry Hanski of Mörbid Vomit, and Before the Dawn. Soon after the creation, the band started its journey into the world of sorrow in order to start writing materials for the first album. How had you chosen all these great musicians to be part of this band as session members?
Well, me and Saku know each other for 8-9 years, I think. Mostly we met because back then I was listening a lot to Red Moon Architect, which is one of his bands. And I don't know, I just wanted to make something with music after my other band was split up. And Saku was one of the first friends of mine who came and asked me if I would needed to help with it. And I couldn't just say, no, I don't, because it was one of my good friends and I would like to work with him. So yeah, that's how it started. Me and Saku at the beginning. I was doing all the writing for the songs. He was taking care of some of the drums and guitars back then. And after that, I also wanted to find more people to join the band. And I get in touch with my other good friend, Taneli Jämsä, who was also a member of Ghost Voyage, as you said, and Hukutus, and now in Red Moon Architect. And then Pyry Hanski, the bassist. And I did also the extreme weird thing that people do, calling a Colombian singer, Alejandro Lotero, who is also a singer in Exgenesis band. Yeah, we all together, international band, started to work together from our computers, sharing ideas, how the songs we would like to be, what sound we would like to have. And yeah, we created a digital single. Then we had a full-length album, which is called Into the Eternity, A Moment We Are. Yeah, things started like that.
Okay, with its heavy sound, the dark and miserable beauty, and the interesting structure between the growls and the unique voice of Gogo, the long-awaited single Forever Misery was premiered on October 20, 2017, and some months after, Aeonian Sorrow released their debut album, Into the Eternity, A Moment We Are. On April 11, 2018, independently, Gogo, an album with great songs, I must say, Forever Misery, Shadows Mourn, Insignia, Ave Ant, if I correct pronounce this song, etc. How was the band debut album release? I mean, after 2 years after its release, are you happy how it turned out?
Definitely, yeah. For beginners like us and playing doom metal music, which is not, let's say, the most commercial genre metal music to play with, yeah, I think we achieved very good things here with this album. It turned out to be a very good album, and we also online from comments and reviews, people were very surprised with this band. People were start commenting in a positive way what we are doing. And yeah, I'm really grateful for all the love and all the great feedback we have achieved so far.
Okay, this album, yes, is about the eternal suffering of a man or people who live in a world that everything and everyone they knew have gone, either by death or general parting, but somehow cannot be forgotten. The debut album, Into the Eternity, a moment we are, collected excellent reviews, as you just said, from medias and fans, recorded, produced, mixed, and mastered by Saku Moilanen at Deep Noise Studio in Finland. All music and lyrics written by you, Gogo Melone, and arranged by Aeonian Sorrow. Gogo, seeing you was responsible in writing the music and lyrics. How long of a process was this for you?
Because of the distance in between us, we were all living in different countries, and yeah, it's not always easy to work like that. Well, it basically took approximately 3 years to finish this songwriting process overall. Not actually the songwriting, but the whole producing, mixing, and recording process of making an album. For me, I think it was really challenging process, the whole thing in songwriting, because it was my first ever hard effort to write full songs. I was giving melodies and piano melodies before in my other band, but I never really tried to compose an entire song myself, and that was a big challenge for me. But it went pretty good. We created very beautiful songs all together, and I'm happy with the result. Very happy with it.
How was the work gone with Saku at Deep Noise Studio?
Very good. Saku, as I said before, it's a really good friend of mine. He has worked with bands like Wolfheart. He's managing all the recordings, mixing, and mastering of their albums since years now, and other bands as well. And he's one of the coolest guys to work with, very professional. Our communication has always been in level A, if I can say that. And since the beginning of our creation as a band, he was always helping either with ideas, recordings, how the mix would have to be, how the mastering would have to be, all the things that we are not supposed to know.
Still sharing.
Yeah.
Gogo, with some lineup changes in the early of 2019, Aeonian Sorrow announced their European tour with Swallow the Sun and Ocean of Slumber. Gogo, could you please present us the current band lineup?
Oh, yeah. The current lineup right now is Ville Rutanen, who is the vocalist, girl singer. It's me on vocals, Taneli Jämsä, the guitar player, Jukka Jauhianen, the second guitar player, and Daniel Nagoe on drums.
This question, I didn't know if I want to ask you, but it's still bothering me that I don't want to leave you go without access. Why didn't you stay with Alejandro or with Saku or with Hanski, who just left the band?
Yeah, I can say that we had a lot of lineup changes through the years, but when we first started this project, we didn't have any plan of touring and giving shows live. It was mostly started as an experiment to just play music and keep it as a studio project. But when we saw the positive feedback of people and how much they wanted this to become a full band and how much we also wanted through the years to make it a full band, we start thinking of the possibility to make gigs, to start sharing this music with people all over the world. And at that point, we actually realized that it would have been impossible for Saku to join us live, since he has his other projects and also his studio business back in Finland, and he's always very busy at the studio. And it would have been also impossible for Alejandro to join the band for a tour in Europe. I mean, he lives in Colombia, and if we would have to bring him in Europe for tours and even rehearsals with the band, would have been very, very expensive. At some point, we will all be broken with it. Yeah. At this point, we start talking about the possibility of making other people to join the band and basically replace those we had back then as a session. But also that idea proved to be not very good and not very respectful for the side of being a musician. And I don't necessarily like hearing from bands like we have a full lineup, but the 90% of them is session musician. I mean, what session means? Yeah, I just thought it's more polite and more respectful for the people you work with to give them full membership and start working with them together, start sharing all these things as a band together. And that's pretty much how it happened. We are still very good friends. I mean, with Saku, we are working together. With Alejandro, we keep support each other and our bands. And yeah, there wasn't any drama or any fight or anything like that. It was just decisions for the best.
Okay, but are you now in search of a new bassist in replacement of Hanski?
Yeah, basically what happened with Pyry was that he started losing his motivation for the band and his energy to continue with us. Pyry is session musician and also member of many bands out there, and one of them is Omnium Gatherum. He's playing session to all their tours for the last 3 years now, if not more. And all this, I guess it's really hard playing to so many bands. At some point you will find yourself not having the energy for everyone. Yeah, I think his decision of leaving was the best decision he could take at that moment. And we all respect it. We are still friends. He's still playing with the guys in Redmond Architect with my other band members. I mean, yeah, right now we are searching for a bass player because at some point we will have to start working again on the next release and we need to find someone to join the band. Yeah.
Gogo, you announced last year that you was working on a new material. And yes, the whole band re-entered the studio to record the EP, Life Without. As for the music, it's partly a continuation of the previous album, having the same painful and doom sound that people enjoyed listening from Aeonian Sorrow. But at the same time, it brings something new to the feeling and level even higher. Yes, Life Without was released on February 7th, 2020, independently. First of all, I'd like to ask you, both albums independently, are you guys looking into work with on a record label?
To be honest with you, we never really start looking for a label. It's not that we are against what labels do. We actually love seeing bands coming out and being promoted in ways that only labels can do nowadays. I don't know. It's just for now, we believe that it's better for us to work independently and see how far we can go. Maybe in the future, we will start looking for a label to give everything. But I think what really annoys me in record deals nowadays is giving them the copyrights of your music. I think that's the only thing that really annoys me, and that's the only thing that I'm always thinking, should I contact with them or should I not contact with them? It's, yeah, as I said, maybe in the future we are gonna start looking for something.
As you said, is that something that all record labels are forcing the band to do?
I think the big labels are going to force you to give them their copyright. And to be honest with you, if I would ever wanted to make a deal with a good label, I would have go and search for someone good, not going to give the music to a label that will not respect or promote the album in a way that it deserves to be promoted. Yeah.
Gogo, I kindly ask you if you like to present the album track and list for this EP, and if you want to describe the music a little bit of this album.
Yeah, this latest album we have, it includes 4 songs. First song is called The Endless Fall of Grief. Second song is called One Love. Third song is called My Solitude. And fourth song is called Hopeless Suicide. This album, and especially the title of this album, which is A Life Without, it could be a life without love. For other people, it could be a life without pain or sickness, a life without a purpose or meaning. It's overall reasons that we all suffer from, and different emotions that we want to bring into this music.
I'm afraid to ask this, but when do you feel more inspired that you feel writing music? When you feel depressed or somebody loved ones are in grief?
I feel more inspired on times that life doesn't go very well. Difficulties are around me and I'm kind of losing my hope. Yeah, I think that the times I'm more inspired to write music for Aeonian Sorrow.
Okay, I can say, like me, playing all these depressive and funeral dooms, and I feel so inspired, even though it sounds so sad, but that's how it is. But when I see the oceans, when I see the graveyard, it kind of give me this kind of emotion, this kind of encouragement to continue promoting all this music you guys are making.
Yeah, I mean, doing this music, it doesn't necessarily mean that you want to suicide or you want to end your life or whatever. It starts as something that's very sorrowful, very miserable, but in the middle of the song, you can also find some hope while listening to it, find some strength and energy for the life itself. And that's what I love when I listen to doom metal music, that it's something so sick, so depressing, but at the same time, very, very hopeful for the future in some sort of way. Yeah.
Gogo, again, you recorded, mixed and mastered by Saku at Deep Noise Studio in Finland. All vocals recorded at Deep Sound Studio and STV Studio in Greece. All drums recorded at All Sound Studio in London, UK. What has been done different this time on the EP, A Life Without, compared to the work you've done on Into the Eternity, A Moment We Are?
Not very, very major changes compared to the way we've been working before. I think the new things we did this time was to record the drums in a different studio because we had a new drummer. And back then Daniel was living in London. So yeah, we recording the drums there because it was easier for him to do it compared to going to Finland for this. I did the vocal parts in Greece since I live here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much everything else we did was the same process we followed for the album as well. Did everything at Saku's place.
Okay, so the production has been totally the same as the album, the full length.
Not actually the same. I believe this time it had to give a little bit more power, if I can call it like that. It was a little bit more powerful, a little bit more there. Something. Yeah. Very dark at the same time, very full in some sort of way. And yeah, I think it easily gave us the sound that we actually wanted to achieve on the first album. And we did it with this one. Let's say we went one step further. Yeah.
Go back to what we already talked about, your work doing graphic design. The cover artwork for both albums was done by you, Gogo, who also have worked with bands like Insomnia, Wolfheart, White Empresses, to say some. But I must congratulate you for this outstanding piece of art, so beauty and so dark. How did this happen? I mean, when you create the album cover artwork, you do it together with the band, or it's just all done by you while you're writing the lyrics?
First of all, thank you very much for finding my work very beautiful.
They are.
The process of creating an artwork for an album, it's actually quite easy. First of all, if I have to do this for other bands, I'm always asking what's the project behind the album and what's the album's title, because I need some informations before I start working on graphics. And usually that's how it goes. I think for my band, even if I know all these things, it's always very complicated to do it because I partly having more expectation from myself at the moment I'm doing it. And because I want it to be perfect, and at some times it's gonna be perfect, but other times it's not gonna be. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think that when I'm doing artworks for my band, it's more difficult, but somehow it's cooperation with my other bandmates, because I'm always asking their opinion about it. It comes out, I'm gathering ideas, and from these ideas, I'm doing my job after that. And for this particular artwork that we are talking about of our latest EP, Alive Without, I'm also very proud of the artwork as well. I think it represents the music of this EP very well. It's really dark, very mysterious, very gnostic in some way. And yeah, it's really representable for the band's music.
On November 19, 2019, the band released a lyric video for the song One Love. And on March 23rd, officially a video for the song The Endless Fall of Grief. Who made this video and where was the one for the Endless Fall of Grief filmed?
Well, the video, The Endless Fall of Grief, has been filmed in Finland, in Kotka, by Frame Noir Production, and very amazing film producer and cinematographer, which is called Tino Valjami Valhalla. And we also had a very good light engineer, whose name is Julian Korkolainen. And yeah, that's where we filmed it, in a very beautiful location in the mountains, in a very beautiful place.
Yeah, I remember talking to Daniel. I was behind him to record for Clouds this interview, and he was saying, I'm busy recording with my other band. I cannot do it. So I remember the time that you guys were busy doing this film. But how about the other one, the one for One Love? Who did this lyric video?
Yeah, this one's been made by a very good friend of mine and Daniel as well, from Romania, which is called Razvan Alexandru. And he's having his own business called Absinthe Moon Films. And he's basically doing video clips and also lyric videos for bands all over the world. And he's also the guitar player and songwriter of a melodic doom metal band from Romania that is called Abigail. I don't know if people are familiar with them, but yeah, he's the former member of the band.
Yep, I know Abigail. I'm looking forward to have them in interview as well. Yep, Daniel, I guess, was telling me about them. Very great band, by the way.
Oh, yeah, they're really good.
Gogo, the band has some shows scheduled for the summer. One is the Gotum Open Air, a very great festival I assisted a couple years ago in Slovakia from July 23rd to July 25th, where you will share stage with Dragonian, Beyond Creation, Memoriam, Malevolent Creation, to mention some, and more towards the fall from October 15 to October 17, you will be in Bucharest for the Metal Gates Festival. Are these festivals still taking place? Well, especially the one in Slovakia?
Festival in Slovakia, it's postponed for the moment because of COVID-19 and current situation we are all in right now. I think all this lineup is going to happen next year again. So yeah, we are going to be part of it, but not this year, the next one.
So it's already announced that the Gotum is postponed?
It's been announced and confirmed since few weeks now. Yeah.
And the Metal Gates will take place?
Yeah, for now we know that Metal Gates is going to take place. If things change in time, we're going to be informed as well. Hopefully it's not going to change and we are all going to enjoy the concert and the festival. I've been there before. I've also been at Gotham Fest as well with Clouds previously, and Metal Gates we played also with Aeonian Sorrow before, and both festivals are really good, very good organized. The atmosphere is great, and right now with the situation we are with the virus and restrictions. Things are really tough for all the bands, and you see many festivals canceling their programs now, and it's really bad for everyone, not only for the bands, but for promoters also, and light engineers, producers, everything, every worker behind. Yeah. But hopefully things are going to change with the time, and we're going to continue with our lives.
It's so hard to say, but our safety is first. Even though I was very sad for like a month in March, April, I was supposed to be in Norway for the Inferno Fest, and it was cancelled, and it was such a big disappointment. Then I said, okay, I will recover, encourage myself to go to Wacken again, to go to Brutal Assault, and no, cancelled too. Summer festival, so it's devastating this year, and we have to recover and see if we can still catch some festival for the fall or winter.
Yeah, I think music now is a living crisis. It's in a big crisis right now, and we all are in crisis with this. But yeah, as I said before, let's hope that things are going to change in the future. Some solutions will be found, and we are going to be able to go out there again, enjoy the gigs first, enjoy the music with all the people together.
Gogo, going into the last part of this, so long and great interview. On January 19, the band announced to be very pleased to have made a cooperation together with a Rudra booking agency for future shows. How is this collaboration with the Rudra booking agencies going, and what other shows are already booked for the band for what's 2020 left?
We had this deal with Retro Booking for gigs and future gigs for the band. To be honest, it didn't go very well. I mean, we were always booking our gigs by ourselves. We didn't really had any gigs scheduled from the agency, which is bad. But I think it happened because there was no good organization with it. There was not a very good promotion with it from the agent. And yeah, we ended up splitting with the guys. I'm not really sure if they are still working with the office or not, but we are taking care of festivals and gigs ourselves now, and yeah, it's going well. It's going well for the band. There was no damage.
So any contract collaboration agreed with this booking agencies, Rudra, has been cancelled.
Yeah, we canceled it anyway. It was let's say an experiment at the beginning to see how well it can go, and as soon as we saw that there isn't any job going well, we decided to cancel our contract with them and continue all by ourselves.
The Finnish Greek doom metal band newest release contained 35 minutes of sorrow, grief, and depression, and other masterpiece just as the debut album you must have in your collection. I highly, highly, highly recommend you to go there and buy this album. You must have the debut album and this EP in your collection. Gogo, I want to thank you very much to have made this interview possible, and I want to hand you over the microphone of Madam Messiah Radio for you to invite all your fans, all your friends to support the band, to buy the debut album, What a Great Album, Into the Eternity, A Moment We Are, and to buy this great new masterpiece, EP, Life Without, and also to check the band's merchandises. Talking about merchandises, I saw you have different merchandises available. Yes, Gogo, for all those who has already bought the album and those still need to add these masterpieces into their collection, what are there available within a merch? And how about the limited box edition?
So far, we have Digibox CDs available. Plenty Digibox CDs actually. A big vinyl as well. We have double LP vinyl as well, taken care of by the Vinyl Division from Spain, which is our label who produced this and manufacturing the whole thing. Yeah.
And different colors, if I may ask?
No, not for now. It's in black color, this. But for the future albums, we are going to try. We're going to try something else because we have seen fans are very interesting into colors nowadays in master vinyls. Yeah. Apart from this, we also have nice collection of t-shirts with designs that I have personally made for the band. We have posters. We also have something very unique, which I need to mention because I've never seen any other band doing it before. We have natural handmade soaps with our logo. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Especially for this moment, I mean, with this COVID, this virus things, or is something that the band has planned already before this COVID issue?
We had this before. We made the natural soaps a year ago, but it looks like we were very inspired for what would have happened, what was planned to happen now with the virus. And yeah, it was a crazy idea that we had back then to create something very special, very unique, let's say. And I came up with the idea of why not doing soaps, natural soaps in different colors. And I called one of my friends who was doing these things, and it's basically his job, doing soaps and natural stuff. We had this product made from them. And yeah, we also provide nowadays handmade soaps for the guys, for everyone would like to try them out.
Without you thinking about this COVID, it matches what's going on around now, that people can wash their hands with your soap.
Yeah, from medical way of speaking, I'm not really sure if these soaps are the best way or are proved to be the best way to taking care of washing your hands and keeping them very healthy and very clean. Yeah, why not? It's a handmade soap. It's not going to be bad for you. You can use it and wash your hands. You can keep it clean. Yeah.
Gogo, before we leave, how about this limited edition box? I saw the picture of what a beautiful box. With so many things in it, but I saw you had it, or you still have it, in a limited edition. Are there still more of these edition box available? If not, are there gonna be still made?
No, actually the limited edition box is not available anymore. We sold out everything. We always make things like that in a very limited number, because the production, for me, it's really tough to do this thing, because I'm taking care of the whole box set editions all the time, as I was taking care of the previous edition of the album as well. And yeah, right now it's not available anymore. Probably we are gonna make more box set editions in the future on the next album, for example.
Okay.
What I can say so far for this limited edition box is that it sold out really fast and people were very happy with it.
Gogo, talking about the future album, when will be able to get a new album out from the band?
I think now is a very good time to start writing again for the band. We have talked about it previously, especially when we met all together a few months ago to film the video clip, and we are planning to start writing again for the next release. I think we're gonna start pretty soon. It's a matter of days for me to start writing the next songs for the next album. And if things goes well, I think we're gonna have a new record done in 2021. If things goes well, yeah.
That's very great to hear. So we're gonna have this great opportunity to have you back here on Man Messiah Radio.
Yeah, sure. It would be my pleasure to talk for the new release. Yeah.
Gogo, I'm gonna hand you over the microphone of Man Messiah Radio for you to thank whoever you wanna thank, and yes, to say the last word.
Thank you very much for having me here.
Welcome.
A big hello to Metal Messiah fans and audience that you guys have. I really hope that people are going to discover the band and listen to our music and find something very interesting to eat. I would also like to thank my bandmates and our fans out there who are going to listen this. And yeah, I was almost ready to forget that, but I don't have to do it. I would have to thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about this project. It was a really honor for me to do it. And hopefully we're going to speak again in the future for new albums.
Gogo, once again, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you very much. Thank you so much for have accepted. I know you are very, very busy with everything that you are doing and so many other things that coming along the way, but you still taking time to do us this pleasure for me, the Vampire, for my show, the Bloodshed, and for Man Messiah Radio to have you here with us. It's a great pleasure for us. And please will ask you to say hello to the rest of the band members for me, to Taneli, to Vil, to Yuka, and to Daniel as well.
I will do that, and people are going to be happy listening to it.
Okay, like I always say, metal on. Bye-bye. Go.
Thank you so much for this.